In your opinion, as a librarian, who's in charge of what is defining what is offensive to certain groups of people?
Well, in the public library, we believe that we need to provide a variety of materials to fulfill the needs of the community. So when we look at our collection development process, we look at what's popular, what's in demand, what is needed to fulfill the curriculum for Arlington Public Schools, like kids who have school projects want to come in and use materials. We believe that providing a variety of material on lots of different viewpoints is important. I agree with you that it's a slippery slope to start kind of pulling material just because it makes one member of the community or several members of the community uncomfortable. The fact is, you don't have to use the library. You don't have to use any of the materials in the library if you don't want to. We are meant to offer materials, and it is up to the user to borrow. It's really important in a democracy to have intellectual freedom, and the library is here to protect and promote intellectual freedom as a right.
How aggravating is for you to be a librarian, for instance, and to be faced with the fact that there are a lot of news stories nationwide that are banning books that some would consider American classics? How aggravating is it for you to read these stories where they want to ban Ernest Hemingway, they want to ban Margaret Mitchell, they want to ban J.D. Salinger?
It shows very little faith in the American public. It shows very little faith in adults to make up their minds about something that they're encountering. I mean, the library is not in loco parentis, whether that means, in place of parents of children or in place of, a parent of an adult. I mean, we are not in a position where we are telling people, we are trying to protect people from ideas. I mean, that is like very antithetical to the concept of intellectual freedom. And when people have all of the resources in front of them and can make their own decision and evaluate, I mean, that's what we're here to support.
What if someone came up to you and said, Andrea, I just read this book, I'm offended, I want this off your shelves at the Robbins Library? Let's say it's, just for instance, one book that is under consideration for banning, The Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller. What would you say to them? Or what would the process be if someone came to you and said, that one person, I want this book banned?
Yeah, I would encourage that person to fill out the reconsideration of materials form, which would then come to me. I am ultimately responsible for everything that circulates out of this library. So I am the person who would write back to that resident with their concern and address it. And what I would say to that person is, this material actually meets our requirements for the collection development standards that we have. And just because you find this material offensive doesn't mean that it should be removed from the shelf. That material may save somebody's life on the other side of things. And I mean, I say that, I'm not even being facetious. I mean, the books that we have that address, for example, health and well-being of, let's use the example of the LGBTQ community. If we're not providing material that will help people manage their lives, whether it's their mental well-being or physical well-being, that could have serious negative consequences. And if the public library is the only place that you can turn to for the privacy that you require to explore the ideas and facts that you need to live your identity, then that is it's a travesty to remove those materials just because some other entity in the community believes that they shouldn't be available to, let's say, young people.
Well, in these terribly volatile and sensitive times, keep up the good fight, Andrea.
Oh, I certainly will. Thank you very much.